Welcome back to LexiMind. This is the channel where books meet language learning. Today, I am absolutely thrilled to bring you this explainer of a truly life-changing book, James Clear's Atomic Habits: Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. We are going to break down the incredible science of how very small daily actions can completely transform your life.
All right, so here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the power of 1%. Next up, why you should put your identity before your goals, followed by the 4 laws of habit building, and then exactly how to break your bad habits. And finally, for all our B1 English students out there, we've got a special screenshot-friendly vocabulary masterclass waiting for you at the very end. Let's dive in.
Section 1. The Power of 1%. Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results.
Okay, so this is the foundational idea of the entire book. There's this famous story about the British cycling team. For years, they were, well, just painfully average. But then a new coach came in and decided to improve every single thing related to cycling by just 1%. We're talking making the bike seat slightly more comfortable, testing out different massage gels. They even brought the riders' own personal pillows to the hotels for better sleep. And guess what? Those tiny 1% changes added up incredibly fast. Here's the math, and it's kind of mind-blowing. If you improve by just 1% every single day for a year, you don't just get a little bit better. You become 37 times better. Habits are literally the compound interest of self-improvement.
But that brings up a really good question. If small habits are so powerful, why on earth do we give up on them so easily?
Well, it's because progress is often completely hidden at first. James Clear calls this the plateau of latent potential. Picture an ice cube sitting on a table in a freezing cold room. The room slowly starts warming up, -3 degrees, -2, -1, and the ice doesn't look any different at all. You might think, man, my efforts are completely failing. But then, the temperature hits exactly 0 degrees Celsius and boom, the ice begins to melt. Your work wasn't wasted, it was just being stored up.
Section 2. Identity before your goals. Let's talk about changing from the inside out.
Take a second to consider the difference between goals and systems. Goals are just the results you want, right? Like getting a super high score in an English exam. But systems are the daily processes that actually lead to those results, like reading for 10 minutes every single day. James Clear points out this brilliant truth. Winners and losers in almost any situation usually have the exact same goals. So the goal cannot be the thing that separates them. It's the system that actually creates success. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems.
To truly change your system, we've got to look at the 3 layers of change. Imagine them as concentric circles, kind of like a dartboard. That outside layer is outcomes, what you get. The middle ring is processes, what you do. But that deepest center layer, that is your identity, what you actually believe about yourself. Most people try to change from the outside in, but the deepest, most lasting change comes from changing your identity first. You literally have to start believing, I am the kind of person who speaks English every day.
And here is the best part. You don't need to be perfect. As James Clear notes, habits are simply votes for the type of identity you wish to become. Every single time you open a book, instead of scrolling on social media, you are casting a vote for the identity of a reader. You just need to cast small votes every single day to prove that new identity to yourself.
Moving right along to Section 3, the 4 laws of behavior change.
Before we get to the laws themselves, we really need to understand this simple 4-step feedback loop that drives absolutely all human habits. First up is the cue. That's a signal that starts the habit. Second is the craving, which is your desire for the change. Third is the response, the actual physical action you take. And fourth is the reward, that satisfying feeling you get at the very end. Every single habit follows this exact loop.
So here is how we build on that, to create James Clear's famous 4 laws for creating good habits. To make a habit stick, you just address each stage of that loop. For the cue, make it obvious. Literally put your English book right on your pillow so you see it every night. For the craving, make it attractive. For the response, make it easy. James Clear suggests this awesome thing called the 2-minute rule. Scale your new habit down so it takes under 2 minutes. Don't commit to a whole chapter. Just say you'll read 1 single page. And finally, for the reward, make it satisfying. Give yourself a small, immediate reward right when you finish.
All right, Section 4, Breaking Your Bad Habits. Time to invert the 4 laws.
Building good habits is great, but it's really only half the battle, right? To break bad behaviors, we just reverse those 4 laws we just learned.
If you want to stop eating junk food, change the cue, make it invisible by removing it entirely from your house, then make the craving unattractive. Make the response difficult, basically increase the effort required to do the bad habit. And finally, make the reward unsatisfying. You can even use a habit contract where you have to pay a friend money every single time you do the bad habit. Trust me, suddenly, that bad habit doesn't feel so rewarding anymore.
And now Section 5, the LexiMind vocabulary lesson. All right, B1 students, grab your phones and get those fingers ready to take some screenshots. These next 8 words are crucial to upgrading your English.
Our first word is compound. Used as a verb here, it means to make something bigger or worse by continuously adding to it over time. Remember that math from earlier? Small actions compound? Here is your example sentence to screenshot. Improving by just 1% a day compounds into extraordinary results.
Next up is craving. This is a noun meaning a very strong desire for something. We saw this back in the 4-step habit loop, remember? You might have a craving for chocolate or a craving to check your phone. Here is your example. The craving is the motivational force behind the habit.
Word number 3 is trigger. This is a noun meaning an event or item that causes a process to start. Basically, it sets things in motion. Example: a cue is a trigger that signals a reward is available. Our fourth word is friction. As a noun, when we talk about habits, friction just means the resistance or difficulty in doing something. If a habit is super hard to do, we say it has high friction. Example: you must reduce the friction associated with good behaviors.
All right, halfway there. Next is inevitable. This is an adjective that means something is absolutely certain to happen and unable to be avoided. Here's your example sentence. Use technology to make good habits inevitable.
Word number 6 is temptation. This is a noun describing the desire to do something, especially something wrong or unwise that you probably shouldn't do. Example: a disciplined person structures their life to avoid temptation.
Next up is routine. This is a noun meaning a regular way of doing things in a particular, predictable order. Example: an atomic habit is a small, easy routine. And our final vocabulary word today is identity. This is a noun meaning who a person is or the core qualities and beliefs of that person. Example: the most durable change starts at the identity level. And there we go. Congratulations, you just added 8 fantastic new words to your English vocabulary. I really hope you got your screenshots.
As we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with one incredibly powerful thought from the book. Time magnifies whatever you feed it. If you feed it good habits, time becomes your best friend. But if you feed it bad habits, time becomes your enemy. So thinking about your own English learning journey right here with us on LexiMind, I have a final question for you. Ask yourself, what is one small vote you will cast for your new identity today? Thank you so much for learning with me, and I will see you in the next explainer.